And even though we're seeing, this is just amazing, we're no longer seeing the two lanes traveling in the same direction on both sides. This is down to a one lane on either side coming north or south. And he has, this person in the SUV is not slowed down yet. Tony, from where you are, a lot of traffic in front of him or coming in the opposite direction?
Some. It's sporadic.
Okay.
As you'd imagine on a Monday.
While we're keeping our eye on him, let me just remind our viewers that this started as a carjacking about an hour ago now. This police chase has been going on for an hour. The carjacking happened in Southwest Miami-Dade, 264th Street and 137th Avenue, where the suspect beat the victim in the head with a hammer. That victim airlifted to Jackson Memorial Hospital. We're not sure of the condition of the victim. And so far, as we continue to watch police pursue this suspect down the 17-mile stretch of US 1, this suspect amazingly has not hit anyone while on that road. Hey, Tony, I know every time you pull out and we take a look to see how the traffic is, we don't see any police officers. Can you see them?
No, I'm hesitant to pull too far back and lose the car, but I don't see them following him at this point.
Okay, it makes you wonder if they've just called it off. We're not sure. But do you see the police helicopter there?
Let me ask my pilot. Brady, is the helicopter up? They've pulled off? Okay. They seem to have pulled off.
All right, the helicopter is gone, the police helicopter.
Yes.
And it looks like we don't see any police cars chasing him anymore.
They're about a half mile back, I'm being told by Brady.
And this guy is now traveling in the wrong lanes, and cars are pulling off.
Center lane, yeah.
Yep, cars are pulling off to the side of the road, trying to get out of this guy's way as he continues to drive on the wrong side of the road, going back and forth between the different sides of US 1. Right now traveling south on US 1, but he keeps jumping into the northbound lanes.
Well, thankfully there's room. They've recently widened the road a little bit where there's room for people to pull off. If he had tried this on Cardstown, it would not be a good thing.
Unbelievable. Tony, we've just got information that Metro-Dade police are turning this chase over to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Metro has suspended their chase, and they're leaving this chase up to the Monroe County Sheriff's deputies. So we should see them in pursuit shortly, I would imagine. I'm not sure if they have a helicopter that they can use to follow this guy.
No, not sure. And I would think that they would have thought of maybe putting a bridge up or something at this point to slow him down or get him turned around. Or maybe at least box him in an area.
Yeah. Fortunately, there's not a whole lot of traffic on this stretch of US 1. The suspect in that SUV has been on US 1 southbound for the past 15 minutes or so, and just flying by everybody that is on the road. There he is, straddling the median again.
And he's got lanes to use, and he's not even using them. He's using the northbound lane.
And he's just going back and forth into the northbound lanes, not even caring that there's traffic coming right at him. Fortunately, some of those drivers are able...
I see a Monroe vehicle now. It looks like Monroe is starting the chase now.
All right. They have picked up the chase where Metro left off. Again, this started off as a carjacking where the suspect beat the victim in the head with a hammer and then took off. Police were in pursuit. At one point, had him boxed in, but the SUV was able to just weave its way out and around the police officers, traveling through residential areas, traveling through toll booths, doing U-turn turns, crossing medians, not even caring what happens. At one point, you said, Tony, smoking a cigarette?
Yes, absolutely.
And right now, he is on the 17-mile stretch of US 1 heading southbound.
I don't see it. Well, there's one car coming. I was about to say that I thought that Monroe might have closed off the northbound lanes. I do see one vehicle coming, but it's extremely light, the traffic going northbound, thankfully.
Yeah, he seems to be slowing down a little bit, but not much.
Yeah,
speeding up again.
Just enough to let those cars by, and then it just gets around everybody.
This is just amazing. Fortunately, folks, nobody has been hurt. I can't believe that he hasn't hit anyone as close as he's come to cars traveling in the opposite direction, not just here, But an hour ago when this chase started, we've been watching this for an hour and no one has been hurt. The only damage has been to that SUV itself, and that is when the SUV made a U-turn and kind of veered off the road and hit a guardrail back in Miami.
He's coming up on a bridge now.
Okay, he's coming up on the Jewfish Creek Bridge. And once again, straddling the median, just missing a tanker truck. And still going the same speed as we've been watching him go for about an hour. This is very interesting coming up on this bridge because it is a drawbridge. It'll be interesting to see if they've been able to get far enough ahead of this guy to put the drawbridge up. But obviously, so far, this is not in our view yet. And this guy straddling the median again. Oftentimes driving, oh my gosh, look how close he came. Within inches. Now driving on the wrong side of the road, traveling in the northbound lanes, but he is heading southbound, flying past trucks and trailers and cars. Unbelievable. And people are doing their best to get out of his way. But it seems like
yeah, but you could imagine a northbound car. You're not expecting it. I mean, you're just seeing a car, what looks to you like a car just in a hurry passing somebody, and you know, because there's no police car ahead of them clearing traffic. So yeah. I mean, these people are caught unknowing.
And as you can see, there's not a lot of room for any kind of movement. And if he comes up on this bridge and it is put up, it's a drawbridge. If the police have been able to bring it up.
Well, you see two Monroe sheriff vehicles now coming up, pulling up on him.
Okay. It's hard for us to see.
There's actually three of them.
Hard for us to see.
And I don't see much traffic coming northbound. They might have closed the traffic northbound. They might have something waiting for him up at the bridge.
All right. Hopefully they've been able to. If the bridge is up, as you can see, there is not much room for him to do any kind of these U-turns that
might be the plan. Hopefully put the bridge up and then block his path northbound where he can't get by, and hopefully they will stop him that way.
And I'm not sure how far that bridge is from where he is right now, but again, the police are hot on his trail. We apologize for that transmission problem there, but there you go, a clear picture again from Chopper 4 as we continue to follow this chase. More than an hour now, he has been taking police on this wild goose chase, starting at a carjacking in southwest Miami-Dade.
Yeah, the bridge is down. My pilot's telling me the bridge is down.
The bridge is down,
yes.
So the police were not able to put the bridge up in time. Again, this is the Jewfish Creek Bridge. It is on this 17-mile stretch of US 1, and as Tony just said, the police have not been able to put the bridge up, so it looks like he's going to sail right over that bridge and keep on going down to the Keys.
He's not terribly far from Key Largo right now as we speak.
Now, once he crosses the Jewfish Creek Bridge, he will be in Key Largo. Just to give our viewers an idea of where exactly he is right now. And here we go. He's crossing the bridge and is now officially in Key Largo. But the Monroe County Sheriff's deputies are not letting him go. They are still following him. And as we continue to follow him, traveling south on US 1, now in the wrong lanes, switching back and forth. Don't even know why he was in the wrong lanes at that point. And we're losing our transmission here a little bit, but there we go. As you can see, there he is in the northbound lanes, traveling southbound to get around the vehicles that are apparently too slow for him. Coming up on another truck. We have a bit of a median here, so it's going to give him a little bit of leeway, and of course he's using it and using some of the northbound lanes as well to get around some of these trucks.
Joy?
Yes, go ahead, Tony.
It looked to me, it was a quick glimpse, but it looked to me like Monroe sheriffs were trying to lay a strip down on the road right after the bridge. There was a sheriff that came out. It looked like he was laying a strip, but he was able to avoid it.
Okay, and just to let our viewers know, when Tony says a strip, the police have what they call stop sticks or stop strips. They're strips that they are able to throw out in the middle of the road that have sharp spikes on them, or nail-type objects
Right.
that are used to puncture tires, and they're so light that the police are able to pull them away before any of the squad cars that might be following hit them as well. But you said that they tried to do that, possibly?
Yeah, he saw it and swerved around it.
He saw it and swerved around those spike sticks.
Oh, boy.
Well, he's got a little more leeway here because of that grassy median. A much better situation than what we had just a few minutes ago there on that 17-mile stretch.
Yeah, but unfortunately now we've got traffic lights and crossing traffic and pedestrians also walking around. It's
having no idea what's coming their way.
Unknown, totally.
Can you see at this point how many, I don't want you to lose sight of the SUV obviously, but how many cars might be following him?
No, the looks for, my pilot's telling me, Brady Winslow, our pilot, who's also giving me a hand, keeping an eye on things, he says there's 4 police cars following.
Okay, and we want to let everyone know, obviously, they are in the Keys now. Key Largo, Monroe County Sheriff's deputies have taken over this chase. Metro PD handed the chase over to them as soon as he left their jurisdiction. And we have been following this chase for more than an hour now, going on an hour and 10 minutes. Starting off as a carjacking back in southwest Miami-Dade, where the suspect hit the victim in the head with a hammer. That victim airlifted to Jackson Memorial Hospital. We're still trying to hear word on the condition of that victim and what the situation is now with that person. We're not sure if that person, the victim, is a man or a woman, or how the confrontation itself happened, but we do know the suspect took off in that victim's SUV and has been eluding police, amazingly, for the past hour. And right now, as Tony said, he's sitting there live in our Chopper 4. As you continue to watch these pictures of the SUV flying through, now on the side of the road, going around traffic.
He's on the shoulder now.
In Key Largo there, southbound on US 1 still. Hopefully the police are able to put up some kind of roadblock eventually down the road. I don't know if you can see anything, Tony.
No, no, not at this point, not right now. It's still too wide a road.
Fortunately.
To try and trap him in any area at this point.
Fortunately, not a lot of traffic, but from my estimation, this guy has been driving just as fast as he was driving on the turnpike when there was just wide open road.
Right.
And now he's on these small lanes there on US 1 with much more traffic in a confined space, and just flying through intersections. And as you said, Tony, coming up here in the Keys, a lot more intersections, a lot more people walking around.
I believe he's going to be coming up on a populated area here where there's a bunch of shopping centers and stuff coming up, so hopefully he'll get through that without injuring anyone.
Tony Jerez monitoring the situation from our Chopper 4 as you continue to watch live pictures of this police chase that has been going on now for at least an hour and 10 minutes. We've been watching. Fortunately, no one has been hurt on the highways here as this SUV just flies down the road. People trying to get out of its way, as you saw that car pulling off to the side of the road, realizing what's happening as soon as this SUV is right on top of them.
We've got people watching this chase. I've seen already 2 clusters of people standing by the road watching this guy go by, similar to the OJ chase.
Now, Tony, I know you've followed plenty of these from the Chopper there. As far as the length of time that this has been going on, is this the longest that you've seen, or is this?
It's definitely one of the longer ones, yes. We often comment on how these chases don't last very long in Miami, as long as they do like in LA or type of thing, but this one definitely has been going on longer than most that I can recall here in town, here in Miami.
All right, they are still, this SUV is still in Key Largo, heading toward the rest of the Keys. The next key to come up is Plantation Key.
He's opened his window for some reason. I can get a clearer view inside right now.
I'm sorry, you said he broke out the window, Tony?
I think he's opened his window for some reason. He had his window up, and now he has it down.
Okay. Well, while we continue to watch him closely, he'll be coming up on Plantation Key, as I said, and then Isla Morada is the next island to come up. Right now he's in Key Largo and still just flying down US 1. Right now, the suspect in a carjacking, his victim beat in the head with a hammer as the suspect took this SUV. Fortunately, we don't, he's staying on his own side of the road and not crossing over the median as he has been, crossing into oncoming traffic, not caring, straddling medians.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing how close that he has come and not hit any cars. The only damage that we know of right now is to the SUV itself when he tried to elude police and make a U-turn and ran into a guardrail, and believe it or not, was able to get away somehow. And that was about a half hour ago, so this has been an hour and 10 minutes, still running from the police. At speeds, as you said, Tony, estimation about 100 miles an hour?
Well, on the turnpike, he definitely got up that. I would guess he got up about that high at least.
All right, fortunately, we don't see any traffic right now. This entire incident started with that carjacking. That location, Southwest Miami-Dade, 264th Street and 137th Avenue. And I'll tell you, like you said earlier, Tony, this kind of thing usually only happens in LA.
They don't usually last this long here in Miami. We often comment. Those of us that work in the helicopter. He's
all right. He's
losing it now.
He's just lost control, it seems, and just veered across the median.
He's now on the northbound lane. Now on the northbound lane.
Heading the wrong way.
Heading the wrong way. Going the wrong way.
On the in the northbound lanes.
In the northbound lane.
Dodging cars as they come toward him. Cars, some of them veering off the road, trying to stay out of his way. Why he is in these lanes, we don't understand when there is no traffic on the other side. Unless there's some kind of a roadblock up the way that he may see, I don't know. But he is driving in the northbound lanes, dodging traffic as they whiz by him. Unbelievable. Not a whole lot of traffic we're noticing, fortunately. We can probably attest that to Hurricane Michelle when everyone had pretty much gotten out of the Keys. Unbelievable. Had pretty much gotten out of the Keys, so there is not a whole lot of traffic, but the traffic that is there traveling in the northbound lanes, they're just, you can tell these drivers are in amazement as they veer off to the side to get out of this guy's way.
Yeah, he's being shadowed now by the Monroe County Sheriff on the right-hand side of your screen.
Okay, they are traveling on the right side of the lanes. Right. They're traveling southbound. The SUV is traveling southbound, but in the northbound lanes.
He does seem to be slowing a little bit.
I wonder if we can see, can you get a close shot of the tires?
Yeah, it looks like he lost his tire.
Yep, there we go. Take a look at that front left-hand side tire. That's right, he lost a tire, probably from the stop sticks, which might have been the reason he veered off the road to begin with, was to avoid them.
Exactly.
And it doesn't even matter. He hasn't, as you said, Tony, maybe a little bit slowed down, but...
Yeah, he's definitely slowed down. The problem is now he's got less control of his vehicle.
He is riding...
Where he had a semblance of control of the vehicle where thankfully he's been keeping people from getting hurt. Now, unfortunately, he has less control of the vehicle that he's in, and he's still intent on getting away.
And he is still driving in the wrong lanes. He's driving southbound in the northbound lanes on the rims of that front left tire.
Looks like he's only lost his driver's side front. Car seems to be leaning in that direction. Well,
okay, he's veering into the median, and it looked like to miss that truck that was heading right in front of him.
It was a police truck.
Ah, okay. Now he is
attempting to cut him off. He's now back on the right side of the road.
Traveling southbound on US 1.
Still maintaining a pretty good speed for being on a rim.
I'm sure eventually we're going to end up seeing sparks because you can only go so long before... Okay, I'm being told he should be coming up on another bridge now. I'm not sure if this is a drawbridge or not. But as you can see, residential area still flying down US 1 without a tire. It's just unbelievable. I know you said you could see what he was doing in his car window. If we get in close again, do you think we could see anything in that open window?
No,
He's got his driver's side window open. Any sign of any police helicopter up there with you, Tony?
No.
Okay.
No.
But we do know Monroe County Sheriff's deputies are following him, as you saw when that SUV was traveling on the wrong side of the road. The deputies had their own SUV coming right at him. He was able to veer clear of that, and he is now traveling on the right side of the road, southbound on US 1, still flying past cars heading in the same direction. And he has lost a tire, maybe about a mile back. We are assuming from stop sticks that might have been thrown out, those sticks that are used by the police that have barbed ends on them, so, like nail-type objects on these strips that are often used and thrown out in the middle of the road, and the cars drive over them and their tires are popped. So we're assuming that that's what happened. Here is that second bridge in the Keys that he's coming up on. There we go. And I believe, were those police cars
Yes.
that were chasing him,
I was
Tony?
taking a look to see. He's got at least 2 police cars.
All right, something's going on here. We're seeing smoke coming from the bottom of the
in front
SUV.
of him here, seems to be avoiding something.
All right, it looks like he's getting ready
Or
to...
more strips. They might have laid down more strips.
Okay, we saw smoke. We're not seeing smoke coming from the bottom of the vehicle anymore, but as you can see, he's riding clean on the rim of the driver's side front tire. We're getting a little look inside the SUV. We can't really see, but you can see how he's trying his best to steer that car, that SUV, and it doesn't seem to be working because he can't stay in any one lane. But he's still, oh, whatever that was, it looks like
another tire or
part of his
piece
tire.
Of a tire. Yeah, he's probably down to no tires now in the front.
Unbelievable. And still trying to maintain speed.
Yeah, he's losing his front tire as well. He's going to be on total rims here in a minute.
Okay, do you see? Oh, unbelievable. He's crossing into the wrong side of the road, straddling the median again, still trying to get by these cars that are apparently slowing him down.
He is not going to be able to control that car soon. He's going to be on total rims, and even those rims will wear out.
Folks, this chase has been going on now for about an hour and 20 minutes.
All right,
He's slowing down, hitting the brakes, pulling off to the side of the road. It looks like he's about to bail. Hey, he has given up. Given up. Looks like he said, forget this, and the chase is over. The chase is over here in Key Largo. Police right on his tail. He's specifically in Tavernier right now, and as you can see, he was not having any luck holding on to that steering wheel of that SUV, riding on a rim.
Police checking to make sure there's nobody else in the car. They seem to have cleared it.
And the man just freaking out and jumping out of the car and laying right on the ground, giving up.
I don't know if you noticed it or not, as he jumped out of his car.
Something flew out with him?
No, well, he threw something out, and also looked like to be a phone. Looks to be a phone. But the vehicle ran his leg over. His own vehicle ran him over.
Oh, that's what he was flailing.
Right, his leg there, you see his right leg. It's kind of bloodied.
I see. Well, folks, this has been just amazing. This chase now ending an hour and 20 minutes after it started in Southwest Miami-Dade. This all starting with a carjacking, 264th Street and 137th Avenue. We are going to, we have, as you can imagine, been recording this while it was happening. We're going to replay that takedown for you, Tony, so just stand by there. All right, we're going to stay with this and watch the arrest while they have the suspect on his knees and checking him, cops everywhere, all over him. As you can imagine, Monroe County Sheriff's deputies taking over this chase about a half hour ago when the suspect left Miami-Dade. They're checking him right now to make sure he doesn't have anything on him that might harm them. Got him cuffed, standing him up now.
Being admonished by a few police officers. I don't think he's able to stand on that leg that he ran himself over with, fittingly.
Somehow he was able to keep control of that SUV until the last moment, driving on a rim, the front driver's side.
He actually probably lost both tires. He was losing the other tire, which is why he gave up. He had no control of the car.
Oh, you mean the other front tire?
Yes, he lost both of them. He was on 2 rims at that point.
From this vantage point, we weren't able to see that. And as you can see, police taking him away now, putting him, no doubt, in the back of it looks like there's an ambulance there to check him out As you said, Tony, his leg was bloody because...
yeah, he ran his rear, as he jumped out and crawled on the floor, the rear tire ran his leg over.
And it looked like it must have hurt because he was flailing around like a fish.
Well, we could only hope.
So they are checking him out right now, checking out his injuries, trying to direct traffic around this scene. And what little traffic there was, you can imagine this is going to snarl up momentarily. Just people wondering what in the world is going on. But the paramedics are there checking him out now. Again, this chase ended in Tavernier there in Key Largo. I'm sorry, in one of the keys at least. They're in Tavernier. I'm not familiar with that area. But as you can see with the viewpoint that Tony is able to give us from Chopper 4, this guy is panting very hard, out of breath, very injured leg there, attending to right there.
Yeah, he's very much in pain. As you can imagine, I would think it would hurt a lot to get your car run over your leg.
We're going to show everyone that in just a couple minutes as we continue to watch. I guess they have him. Yeah, is he still laying there on the ground? It's hard for me to see.
Yeah, they're working on his leg. They have him.
Okay.
His leg stretched out.
If you, while they're working on him, if you could pull out just so we can see the amount. Look at all those cop cars from Monroe County. All of them converging on this one man in an SUV that has eluded police for the past hour and 20 minutes, traveling from Miami-Dade into the Keys.
Yeah, no doubt Monroe was successful in laying out the strips, and they were able to take his tires out.
That's right.
And make him lose control of the vehicle where he was able to not drive it any longer.
That happening about a half hour ago. We were watching as the truck, that SUV, lost its tires. We're going to let everyone take a look at the takedown one more time. We have that video for you, and we're going to roll that so you can see exactly how this ended, how this happened. If we can go ahead and show that while they're attending to his leg. There he goes as the guy lost control. And there he, as you said, Tony, the SUV running over his leg. Obviously, it looked like it hurt. And the cops right on top of him as soon as he bailed out of that SUV. All right, just to give you a... All right, we're losing our transmission there in the Keys, but just to give you an idea, the chase ended at mile marker 94 in Tavernier there in the Keys. As we told you, we have been watching this for an hour and a half. This originating as a carjacking, Southwest Miami-Dade, 264th Street and 137th Avenue. We are told that that suspect, this is recorded earlier, video of the suspect just driving wildly all over the place. We were told that the suspect beat the victim in the head with a hammer and then took the victim's SUV. And since that point, about an hour and a half ago, has been driving wildly and made it all the way to the Keys, where he was stopped by Monroe County Sheriff's deputies. Of course, we are going to find out what exactly happened here and bring you all the latest in a full report coming up on CBS 4 News, first at 5. Right now, we are going to return you to programming. Keep it right here.
News first at 5 is next.
The new Hoover steering
A police pursuit.
It was pretty amazing to watch, but no innocent drivers were hurt during the chase. The suspect was injured.
Now, the chase started in Southwest Miami-Dade after a carjacking. It ended in Plantation Key. Hank Tester begins our live team coverage from Mariners Hospital in Tavernier, where the suspect was just released. Hank?
Well, good evening to you from Tavernier. Mariners Hospital. 26-year-old Gil Costello was brought here after his vehicle crashed after being nudged by a Florida Fish and Game officer. Let's take a look at some videotape. It began on the turnpike around 1:30 this afternoon with scores of police cars giving chase. It was very clear the driver was not stopping anytime soon, even zipping through toll booths. When he got south on the Keys, in the Keys on US 1 and onto the US 1, that's when the chase became more dangerous, nearly colliding several times. Almost an hour into the chase, just outside of Key Largo, the driver swerved to avoid a police car and tire spikes. That sent him careening into a road sign. The front left tire began to unravel, fly apart. After driving on the rim for several minutes, state law enforcement vehicle pressured him off US 1, where he came to a quick stop. Now, as he bailed out, it appears he was injured by the rolling SUV, and adding to injuries he already received. Now, there are reports that bystanders threw rocks and bricks at the SUV as it sped by. The suspect gave up immediately, and he was detained by the Monroe County Sheriff's deputies. Captain Joe Leiter from Monroe County Sheriff's Department.
My orders were, the last orders I gave was that we had to stop this guy at all costs before he